We didn't even see.
Overwhelming.
We didn't even see,
It's
but I saw the
overwhelming.
logo and I went, "That's my name. Snow White's up there," and I cried my eyes out.
What was it like seeing yourself for the
As of October 2024, Disney's Snow White remake has devolved into a complete catastrophe, making it the quintessential example of a company in trouble. Disney is now rushing to save its live-action remakes after already facing significant problems with many companies, including Lucasfilm and Marvel Studios. Despite enormous sums of money being invested in the project, the Snow White production, which stars Rachel Zegler as the title character and Gal Gadot as the evil queen, is collapsing quickly. What began as a controversial remake has turned into a complete disaster, with actor drama, financial difficulties, and the need for reshoots all contributing to the mayhem. Issues have beset the project from the beginning. Actor Peter Dinklage's criticism of Disney's treatment of the dwarfs in the narrative was one of the first conflicts. He criticized the production for perpetuating antiquated prejudices, which led to a reaction against it. Disney responded by announcing adjustments to how the dwarfs were portrayed, trying to update the characters and steer clear of harmful cliches. However, this choice brought up a number of issues of its own, leaving both insiders and fans perplexed and unhappy. Things have only grown worse over time, even if the Peter Dinklage issue laid the stage for the production's eventual turmoil. A lot of the intrigue has revolved around Rachel Zegler, who was cast as Snow White. Her candidness has often brought the movie unfavorable attention, especially on social media. Many others believe that Zegler's political views, which she often shares on her platforms, are inappropriate, particularly when they are used to advertise a family-friendly Disney movie. Critics contend that she has alienated both prospective viewers and Disney's core following with her divisive remarks and contempt for the original Snow White movie.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about tonight's look, because you look incredible.
Thank you.
Who are you wearing? What was the inspiration?
I'm wearing Ellie Saab. This is really.
The already raging fire has been fueled by the recent escalation of animosity between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot. The production is apparently suffering from stress caused by an altercation between two performers on site. In the most recent instance, Zegler and Gal Gadot got into a heated argument about the latter's social media remarks. Known for maintaining a pristine public persona, Gadot apparently went up to Zegler and told her that her political tweets were insulting and that she should use more tact, particularly while endorsing Snow White. Zegler, however, stood her ground and refused to take down any of her messages, further dividing the two. This interpersonal tension occurs at a time when the project is already putting a strain on Disney's finances. There are rumors that the budget is going out of control due to the skyrocketing production expenses. The problem is becoming worse, with reshoots already scheduled. Reshoots were originally planned for December 2024 by Disney, but according to speculations, the business may have to move them forward to late November in an effort to recover the project before it worsens. These problems are made worse by the rising anxieties among Disney executives. Across many properties, the studio is already facing problems. Star Wars' parent company, Lucasfilm, has struggled with internal disarray and a poor reaction to new releases. The once unstoppable superhero series is in danger due to audience wariness and poor box office results. And Marvel Studios, the former gem in Disney's film business, is now seeing a sharp fall. In this context, Snow White's failure simply serves to reinforce the idea that Disney is becoming less creative.
It's incredible, like Rachel said. I can't wait for everybody to see the movie. It's classic and beautiful and inventive. It's just magical.
The Snow White project was always seen by many business insiders as a dangerous undertaking. It was never going to be simple to try to update a popular, iconic animated movie for today's viewers. From the start, Snow White fans were worried that the live-action version would not be able to replicate the charm of the original 1937 movie. Even before the film's premiere, many people already believe it will fail because of the continuous disputes and poor project management. For Snow White, the stakes are bigger than ever. Disney cannot afford for this movie to fail, since its live-action remakes have been erratic and the studio is under increasing pressure from several departments. It seems, however, that Snow White could be destined to become another of Disney's recent high-profile blunders, given the controversy surrounding the development. The project is on the verge of collapse due to a number of factors, including the growing hostility between Zegler and Gadot, the unmanageable budget, and the improper handling of delicate subjects like the representation of dwarfs. Ultimately, Disney's Snow White remake has come to represent the company's more significant issues. Remaking popular cartoon masterpieces in live action was once a certain tactic, but it's now a dangerous venture that might go horribly wrong. The film's future is still up in the air since the reshoots are quickly approaching. It remains to be seen whether Disney can save the project or if it will turn into another Hollywood cautionary tale. One thing is certain, though: Snow White 2025 is likely to be one of the most difficult years for Disney. Tensions between Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot are said to have reached a breaking point, and things on the Snow White set have taken an even more dramatic turn. The two actresses' quarrel has become so bad that it's now influencing the movie's ultimate result, rather than simply being a drama on set. Gal Gadot, who is close to Snow White director Mark Webb, reportedly approached him personally to have a crucial sequence with Rachel Zegler's Snow White removed from the movie completely, with many blaming the poor performance on the stress that Rachel's actions during shooting produced. Gal thus campaigned for the sequence to be cut, claiming that it would improve the movie as a whole. She took advantage of her relationship with director Mark Webb, who brought up the matter with Disney management. Disney quickly approved the reduction, and Bob Iger personally issued the final order since they were already frantic to save the Snow White project from going horribly awry. Rachel Zegler and the Disney officials are apparently at odds over this decision, and Rachel is reportedly upset with Gal for having her pivotal part removed from the film. The two actresses' already strained relationship has now reached an all-time high, and there are no indicators that it will get any better. Gal has adopted a more subdued stance, declining to attend any joint press engagements with Rachel, while Rachel has been outspoken about her anger behind the scenes. Gal has flatly refused to do any press with Rachel, so plans for promotional interviews with prominent publications like Vanity Fair and The View have been shelved. This disagreement has significant ramifications for Disney's movie promotion. The two celebrities, who were meant to be in charge of Snow White's promotional trip, are no longer even able to be cordial. Fans will be devastated to learn that Gal and Rachel will not be putting up a unified front during the press trip. Disney will instead have to deal with a very uncomfortable publicity campaign that probably relies more on Gal's solo appearances while downplaying Rachel's participation. This is a massive humiliation for someone in the main role of a major Disney picture. This is a terrible turn of events for Rachel Zegler. Her reputation as a rising star has been... However, Gal Gadot has come out of this mishap mostly undamaged. Even though her choice to demand the scene's removal was divisive, it seems to have strengthened her standing and authority within Disney. Gal's ability to confront the director directly and have the scene cut shows how powerful she is in the production, and her decision to avoid more drama with Rachel by not making joint press appearances has only strengthened her reputation as the more collected and in control of the two stars. Disney's best course of action may be to concede defeat and put this film in the same trash as their other recent failures. It has received nothing but negative publicity from the start, and families who enjoyed the 1937 original are already repulsed by the wakeful nonsense. Disney is unaware that they are repeatedly stepping up their day agenda, which is blowing up in their faces, even though they are shoehorning in, and the public isn't buying it either. It's the audience's fault that your films are failing, not the fact that you've put more emphasis on message than creating a compelling narrative. Bob Iger, in all his wisdom, recently said that everyone who disagrees with Day is part of the issue. When it's natural, variety is fantastic, but Disney's why? We're at this point because they've been forcing this crap into their movies without considering the quality of the plot. And guess what? People detest it. At this point, the issue isn't if Snow White will be a failure, but rather how big of a failure it will be. Stay tuned because this catastrophe is far from finished. Gal Gadot had enough of Rachel Zegler's bullshit, the film's in disarray, and Disney's chaos behind the scenes.